Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Oh, the chair's a bit dry now, as it happens. So I wonder if I can make that down a bit or without it falling off. So I'm not even watching the comments, by the way. This is me having one of my diatribes. This is me having one of my moments. This is me having one of my sort of, I'm just talking to the camera. I don't actually care very much the mood I'm in right now to a degree and all of that. I don't care very much who I upset, and I don't care very much how many people I upset, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll start there. So where was we? So I was finishing off. I was talking about what was going on with Lighty Collects and all of that. And you're going to see why all this ties in. I know some of you are looking at this. I've just been round to see John, and he was like, "Oh mate, I've lost it. Where are you going with all of this?" And you'll see. You'll see. So, and of course, straight away in the intermission, I've had a not very pleasant message off of Warren, and so has Chris and Lorna. They've had unpleasant messages off him. And he's also just bought, cashed in some money on a silver proof that he was owed. And some of these things probably need mentioning. So as I was saying, if you're gonna demonstrate and go, yeah, no, I'm gonna demonstrate. I'm protesting, so I don't want me silver proof. I'm not even going to have me free entry. I'm protesting. I am. I don't like the way that you're running this, and I don't like the way that you're taking all the coins off the Bishop's Potter shop, and you're not letting the coin community buy them at 25 quid or whatever the price might be. 25 quid each. You're buying them all. Yeah, and you're giving them away for free to the same coin community. Yeah, yeah. It's bad, man. Yeah. So what did I? So is this how it went? So there we are. So there we have. So there we have. Lighty Collects. Warren walking along the road. There, going through life, minding his own business. There. And out of nowhere, oh, fucking hell! Oh, Ian, what are you doing? Ian, oh, I don't want to buy a ticket. I don't want to buy a ticket. I don't. I'm not interested in your drawers. They're rubbish. All right. I'll buy a ticket. Is that what happened? Is it? Is that something like what happened? Is it? Did I come along and put a gun to his head and go, buy a ticket in that? Get yourself a free entry in that. Did I put a gun to his head? Say, force it. Did I? Did I do any of that? No. No, I didn't do any of that, did I? Just like I don't put anyone else's arm up their back and force them to come along and get a completely free entry with absolutely no strings attached. You don't even have to put in card details or anything to get that free entry. I do not put your arm up your back. You want to go in for that, go in for it. I do not discriminate, unlike some people I've noticed out there. I don't discriminate. Like I say, I learned a long time about discrimination, long time ago, 50 years ago. So I don't discriminate against anyone, not for any reason. And because I don't discriminate, I think I showed that when one day the wheel was spinning and Lighty Collect's name come up, Warren, his name come up. He won a silver proof. Did I show any spitefulness? Did I show any nastiness? Did I say, yeah, me and him fell out, so I'm not letting him have the prize? Was I nasty in any way? No. I just said, if I remember rightly, something along the lines of, well done, Warren. Only takes one entry. Well done. You know, you got the prize. Might have mentioned his name a couple of times for a little bit of emphasis. Why not? So I don't force anybody to buy tickets. You get the tickets for free if you want. There are people out there that will not spend any money. They're only getting free tickets. That's fine. That's what I've asked you to do. I've allowed it. I've said that that's okay. And you people are getting the free tickets that I've said are okay for you to get. You are, in effect, how about this? You are taking advantage of the system that we have set up. So, me and Chris have set this system up, and some of you are taking full advantage of that, because all you're doing is getting your free entries. You are deciding not to give us a single penny. So that's you, whoever that is, taking full advantage of what we have set up. Now, is that against the rules? No. Does that give me the No. That's how I set it up. And you are working within the rules, taking advantage of it. And there are those of you that, because you're taking advantage of it in that way and you are not parting with a single penny, you will, from time to time, win prizes. Hey, cost you bugger all. Is that against the rules? No. Will it give me the No. Why not? Because you're doing exactly what I've allowed you to do. An elephant in the room is Chris winning the iPhone and the Gold Proof. It's an elephant in the room, and it's causing a little bit of controversy. I set up a voucher, pardon me, that in my head I meant to make one use per person, which was that 40 entries for 10 quid. I meant to make it one use per person. I never told Chris that. I gave Chris about the details. He listed the voucher code. He bought that. He bought that a few times over. He put actually too much money into it, because I did say at the beginning, if I notice somebody's putting too much money into it, I'm going to say something. And in my opinion, I have to say he spent too much money on that one draw. That's a separate thing. So, oh, my teeth. So Chris, he did the same thing that you do. He took advantage of something that I'd set up. I never told him to make it one use per person, so he didn't make it one use per person. He doesn't know what I'm thinking. He only knows what I tell him. So he bought, over the 6-week period, he bought again and again and again the 40 for £10. Now, any one of you could have done that. When I was talking to John this afternoon, John said to me, yeah, but you see, fair's fair, he said, Chris did have an unfair advantage because he's in the back office and he can see what tickets are left and what tickets are sold. So he can see that only 500 tickets have gone, and if he was to get himself 500, then he's going to have like half the entries. He can see that. And I said, well, yeah, that's true, but so can everybody else. So can you, John. So can everybody else, because it's on every page. It says on the page how many tickets are left. So every single person out there had exactly that same advantage that Chris had in that knowing how many tickets are left. He might be able to see that figure from the back office. You see it from the front office. You see it from the page in real time. It tells you how many tickets are left, that there are available. So when it was showing that there was 9,500 tickets available, then anybody can sit there and work out that the 500 tickets have only sold out of 10,000. And if somebody was to spend 100 quid, they may very well give themselves a right royal advantage. Is that wrong? Is it against the rules? No, it's not. None of it was against the rules in the way that Chris won. There's except one thing. He did have an advantage. There was one advantage that Chris had, and it's the one advantage he's not getting slagged off for, funny enough. Oh, isn't that funny? And the advantage that Chris had was that Chris is the only person. When I say the only person, I mean the only person, not even me, up till now, has even been looking at this stuff. I've been too busy. Chris is the only person that can actually physically see in real time how much money I am actually making on any one particular draw or raffle. And he can see that we haven't sold that many tickets. Yes, there's 500 tickets out there, maybe, or whatever number he's looking at the time. Yes, you know, in overall, there was something in the region, I think about 600 or 700 other tickets that were sold outside of Chris and Lorna, right? So you've got all these tickets being sold, but he can see that I'm not making that much money because so many people have gone for the free tickets or just put a couple of quid in or whatever, and therefore, you know, I mean, you lot know that because on the stream, you know, I was saying who's bought how many tickets, and people were going, I've got 11, I've got 22, I've got 7, whatever. So he can see this. So if there's an advantage that he has, the advantage is that he can see more than anybody else how much money I am not making. And he's put his hand in his wallet again to get more sales on that gold proof to give me more money so that I don't lose too much money. Again, at his cost. Well, say at his cost. It is at his cost, but by doing so, he ended up buying half the tickets that were in the draw. And that was classed as unfair. I don't see that as unfair. I see that as thank you, Chris. I see that as thank you, Chris, very much for trying to bolster up that raffle, that particular raffle. Thanks for trying to bolster up the collection pot for that raffle. And yes, once again, you've won it, but you know, mate, just put 100 and whatever quid in, 50 quid in, 130 quid in. You know, I mean, let me just, if you don't mind me reminding you, it was Chris that actually came forward and helped me set this up in order to try and save my ass a bit. He helps me put this game together. You think he's going to rip off his own game. So, you know, and half the problems that have been caused over the last however long, so many times it's been caused by miscommunications and misunderstandings and people thinking this and people thinking that and one thing and another. That's why I've mentioned a lot of the chronology of events from when Warren kicked off and ambushed me and accused me of doing all those things that I had nothing to do with and one thing and another. I mention all this because what you need to, some of you still don't see, unfortunately, is that a lot of what was said, virtually everything that he said over time that you've heard on the Lighty Collects channel has been rubbish. It's been lies and it's been made up and it's been over exaggerated or whatever, but it's been manipulated in a way that tries to make us look bad without actually telling you the truth. Like, for instance, slagging off the raffles and not letting you know that he won one. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, here's one for you. He was doing the NHS thing, the 50p thing, and I heard about it and I supported it. It didn't matter to me. I separate, you see. It didn't matter to me that we're having a little take at the time and I'm not happy with him and one thing and another. It don't matter. I've heard that he's doing something decent, doing something good, so I supported it and I gave it a shout out. John, my John, here in the background, he negotiated with and gave Warren a silver proof, a silver Peter Rabbit, and he said, what I want you to do with this silver Peter Rabbit, no money, you have it, sell it, whatever, and the money you get for it, get the NHS 50p's of it and add it to your little pot and give it away to the nurses. Right? Was that mentioned? Was John even given one incy bitsy bit of credit for that? Not that we want the credit. We don't want the credit. When we do something with somebody, we do it. And I don't care if they mention me or not. I don't do it to get mentioned. But I do think it's a bit off when you go slagging somebody off and then that person quietly is supporting you and then you still go slagging them off. Or you pretend to be slagging them off when actually, you are getting a little bit of something out of it on the quiet, but you don't want all your followers to know because you don't want them to know that. You know what I mean? It's all silly. And I'm telling you, if I get backed into a corner, I'll go back to reading the messages. The messages and the texts and the emails I've got on here since the last time I did it will make some of you blush. I don't care. Don't threaten me and all of that. I don't care. So to reminisce a little bit is partly to let a couple of people know what's been going on because they don't know. And it's also in part to sort of remind you from time to time, as we talk through this, that a lot of what you hear in those quarters from those people has been trashed by me again and again and again and again. How many times do I have to prove my worth? I've had to do it again and again and again. I've been vilified again and again and again and again. And I have proved again and again and again that what was said about me was untrue. I showed that. I proved it. Now, the only thing, and this is where I need to take some responsibility, I've got to hold my hands up. It's one of the things I've always said to Warren. I mean, Warren was supposed to be helping us behind the scenes recently with when I've got a call out for people to help with researching, and Warren was going to help with that. One thing, love, and we had a little conversation by email, and he wanted to come back into the YouTube and everything, and I said, no, you can't. Not until you go up there and put your hands up and take responsibility and say you got it wrong. That's all you've ever got to do. That's all I've ever said right from the beginning. All you've got to do is go up, put your hands up, say, I've got it wrong. I mean, you might as well, because it's been proven over and over and over and over again, all documented, all there in the past. None of mine are taken down. It's been documented over and over and over and over again. That what was said about me was lies. It was made up. It was poo stirring and all of that kind of stuff. And it went on and on and on. It ruined our Christmas. Completely ruined our Christmas. We're sitting down, opening Christmas cards and reading Christmas cards. I don't even know if you can imagine the situation, to be honest. Trying to sit down and trying to have a bit of a moment, an evening. What we'll do, we'll put all this crap aside. We'll read. Yes, Ab? It's all on now, tell Fred. Power's back on. We had a power cut. Someone said that was the Lord Almighty because he didn't like my joke on him earlier on, so he cut my power off halfway through the video. What was I even saying? So now I've lost it again. What was I even saying? Can't remember. I was just saying something. I can't remember what it was, and it was going to be so profound as well. Oh, I hate it when that happens. If you know what I was just saying, please say. I'll have to look you up now. Get on there. Can you just, can you say? What was I saying? Oh, I see people are commenting. Christmas cards. Ah, thank you very much. Right. Oh, yeah, good comment, Scott. Yeah. But mate, I've got some stuff coming here. I ain't finished with all of that yet. Christmas cards. So I want you to imagine the situation, right? Because there is a lot of this going on at Christmas. There's a lot of nasty going on at Christmas. There's a lot of unfair, evil some kind of blame pointing that just didn't exist, like robbing charities and all that kind of stuff. It was hard. Right, that was hard for my wife. So we're sitting down, glass of wine, starting to read Christmas cards. And I'm not kidding you. Started reading Christmas cards. And this is lovely. It's beautiful card. Beautiful card. The words inside it really lovely, and I'm reading it out to Fran. Reading it out. So who's that from? And I went, that's from someone that's just been really nasty about us online. Oh. Let's flake that a bit. Put that one down. My Christmas card. That was the best Christmas card that we got that year. That was the best Christmas card, best quality Christmas, a beautiful Christmas card. Gutted. Another Christmas card. And I'm not kidding you. I won't labour the point, but one after the other, we're reading out Christmas cards that have been sent to us from people that turned on us like that and put the knife in again and again and again and again. It was a hard Christmas, you know, and whilst being ill and with all the things happening work-wise and having the coin channel all blowing up, and at the same time as losing money hand over fist, and just before that getting ripped off by loads and loads of people using dodgy vouchers and one thing and another, if you remember. You know, it has been non-stop all the way through. And I don't mind, but I do object, I really do strongly object when people want to call me out and then they're calling me out and they're not telling the truth. You know, it wouldn't have hurt to have said, for my cause, for the old NHS, John White gave me a silver proof. Wouldn't have hurt to say thank you. But it sticks in the craw, doesn't it? Can't say thank you publicly, can't let people know that you're supporting me, can't, because I'm slagging you off and I'm giving little digs every now and again. And I'm calling you a liar on this and a liar on that when you ain't. So I can't really publicly say thank you, can I? What a lot of mind game, old load of toffee. What? It's just plain silly buggers. You either want to support something or you don't, or you either want to just get on with people or you don't. You know, chopping and changing. I'm your friend. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm going to put my arm around you. No, I'm not. I'm going to stab you in the eye. No, I'm not going to put my arm around you. No, I'm not going to stab you in the eye. I mean, you know, get a grip. So there's nothing worse. Nothing worse than calling into question what we've been doing and the legitimacy of what we've been doing, and with Chris and all the rest of it. But I do have to hold my hands up and I do have to take responsibility because I screwed that up, me. You see, I made that voucher possible. And I made it possible for Chris, as well as any one of you, I might add, any one of you, to take the same advantage of what I put up. And you can have your own debate as to whether or not Chris bought those tickets because he was giving himself an extra load of 500 goes, or whether he was doing it to put money in my pocket, or whether it was a mixture of both. It doesn't matter. Fact remains, you all had that same opportunity. Scott said he bought 22 tickets. That's down to Scott. It's not down to anybody else. If Scott only wants to get 22 tickets, or 1 ticket, or 3 tickets, or 300 tickets, it's Scott's business. But of course, no, because Chris is the one who's doing it. And Chris, if you remember, is the one that fell out with Warren because Warren turned on Chris early in our group chat. All the evidence there, still, it's never disappeared. It's all there. It's just a constant dig at Chris and me. It's what it is. All because you can't just hold your hands up and go, look, I've got something wrong, like I'm about to do. I've got something wrong. It don't matter what it costs you. It don't matter if it costs you some embarrassment. It doesn't matter if it costs you a little bit of shame. It doesn't matter if it costs you money. You get a lot more credit. Anybody gets a lot more credit when they put their hands up and they say, that was me, I got that wrong. That's all you had to do. That's all he had to do right from the beginning. Put his hands up and go, I've got that wrong. Ian didn't do those things we accused him of. But as I've said already, all those things I was accused of, and by Christ, there was a lot of them, wasn't there? How many people came forward and said, sorry, we got it wrong? How many? So I'm going to do this because you've got to put it to bed, man. You've got to put the unpleasantness and the nastiness to bed. The more unpleasant and nasty you get, the more I'm going to plant my feet. You, nobody, not you, not anybody, can frighten me in any way whatsoever. None. I have attempted, this is Warren sending an email to Chris in the interval today after I did the first half of the video. Chris, I have attempted to make contact with him regarding his latest video, but he's ignoring the whole issue yet again. No, I'm not. Well, I sort of am. I haven't answered him. But bloody hell, it was only within 10 minutes of him sending me a text. But anyway, I haven't answered it. As usual, just wants to go live and slag everyone off. No. This was all done and dusted. Now he restarts it yet again. No, that's what you did, unfortunately, when you started digging at Chris, accusing Chris of being crooked with the draw. Little tiny little dig. But that little tiny little dig is massive. That little tiny dig can grow from your little video and your little couple of band of silly little friends that want to follow that horrible, nasty, vindictive, evil way of doing things. Whoa. You start that off with something little like that and it just grows and it manifests. You leave it alone, and I ain't leaving it alone. Chris, mark my words, he accused me of almost destroying his business last time. You didn't do it any favours, man. You know, you didn't destroy my business. What he destroyed, he didn't destroy my business. What he destroyed was he destroyed the coin tubing part of the community that we had running at that time. I'm not going to be anal enough to say he did any damage to the coin collecting community. It's big. There's coin collecting community people that have nothing to do with me because I'm too small, right? But he damaged that and he destroyed that. That was destroyed. That was destroyed overnight on a mistake where I was ambushed. Now that is cast iron, 100% guarantee, proof and truth. It's all there. It's all documented. I don't delete nothing. It's all documented. I was ambushed and that part of it was destroyed, and it was destroyed from within. That is called sabotage. Whether you did sabotage on purpose or whether you do sabotage by accident, sabotage is still sabotage. If you throw a flipping spanner in the works, you've thrown one in the works. Whether you did it on purpose or whether you did it by accident, it's gone in the works and it's fucked it up a little bit. And I had to go to hell and back in order to prove to people that what he was saying was wrong, even to the point of doing a video where I had to read all the text out and messages like this in order to prove it. Show you this one as well. I will make it my issue in life to bring him down now. And that begins with you and Lorna being reported to the DWP and getting you both investigated for working whilst claiming benefits. You best get in touch ASAP if you do not want this to happen. So Chris and Lorna don't get paid, and Chris and Lorna have got nothing to worry about as far as the DWP. Unlike Warren, like he collects, I had a specific deal with him, which is that I will give you X amount per week. So that is the equivalent to a wage. They don't get anything like that. They don't even get a set anything at any time. In fact, I think I can honestly say that they give me more money than I give them stuff. They do not get anything out of it. They pay towards it out of their money to help support me to bring this to you and save my business. So they got nothing to worry about. Report them away. Report away, report away, report away. They got nothing to worry about. You, on the other hand, I'm like, he's got something to worry about. Because when making that complaint, you know, people might want to go, well, actually, you know, you shouldn't have been doing what you was doing. They're not doing anything wrong. But you know, you're now all mouth, all this mouth, all you're doing is getting yourself in trouble. You're opening your mouth, making all these wild, and you're getting yourself in trouble. Don't do it. The one thing I said a long time ago was, what he needs to do is do videos to work through his issues, man. Not go slagging people off just for the sake of it, just because you've got this long-running, bitchy little episode with Chris Dyer. And I am bringing that in again, yes. Because I think people forget where all of this comes from. That's where all this comes from, all the backbiting and stuff that's going on. It comes from the original Fallouts, Chris Dyer. So manipulation, getting people to think this and think that and start saying that Chris Dyer's bent and running a bent game. That was what he sent to Chris Dyer. Yeah. What he sent to me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Slagging me off again. I never once named you or your company yesterday. No, of course, playing these silly games about going, you know, well, we won't name them, but we all know who we're talking about. I mean, got to be at school. Yet again, rather than speak to me, you go public. You want a war, Ian, you have one. War? You say I nearly destroyed your company last time. I will make it my goal in life to do that now, starting first with reporting Chris and Lorna to the DWP. Fill your flipping boots. You know, you cause them trouble, I'm sure they will pick up the phone and cause you a little bit. And that's the trouble, you see. Things like this happen. People go, oh, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to push you. Don't push me. I'm going to kick you. Don't kick me. I'm going to nut you. When's it stop? I don't care. I don't care a sod. But I do care that Chris's name was dragged through the mud. That I care about. I'm a very loyal guy, I am. And I care that Chris's name was dragged through the mud. So I'm going to take responsibility for it and deal with it. And I don't care how much of you this upsets. This is me doing what I think is best for the overall running of my business to try and make sure that my business is a success and I can pay all the people that I've got to pay and I can cover everything that I've got to cover. Me. I alone make the ultimate decisions. It has to be me because there is nobody else putting their hand in their pocket saying that they're going to pay the way for me. So it has to be what I say goes. And it is what I say goes. And no matter how many people this upsets and how much money this costs me, I don't care. So this is what's going to happen. I don't know how easy this is going to be. And nobody in the team knows this. Not even Chris knows this. He might even be watching now. And if he is still watching, this is going to be the first he's heard of it, the first Katie's heard of it, the first Lorna's heard of it, the first anybody's heard of it. Right? But this is my decision, and this is what I'm going to do about it. As of now, everybody in the team, now the team is a WhatsApp group called Team Chat. It's not the VIP group. And you see, try and hide that. Can you see? It says Team Chat, right? TGBCH team. That's a WhatsApp group. Now, this refers to the people in that group and only the people in that group. So it doesn't affect the volunteers, doesn't affect the VIP group, doesn't affect the swap shop group or any of the other groups or anything like that. Doesn't affect anybody else at all apart from the people in this TGBCH team on WhatsApp, of which there are not that many actually. There is only me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is 9 people, including me, in that group chat. So as of now, every single person in the group chat is barred from getting a single entry in any of the raffles. Now, my entry, I play for the food bank. As to whether or not I should be allowed to still have my single entry for the food bank, I don't know. And I had that conversation with John this afternoon. And so you can decide that. I'm going to ask Chris to help me do one of these poll ones, right? And then you can vote yes or no. Either I can use my entry for the food bank, or I'm not allowed to even use my entry for the food bank. You can decide that. As for the rest of the team members, none of them, as of now, none of them are allowed to buy a single entry in a raffle. Now, I know that this is pandering to certain quarters, but I have to say the one thing that comes through crystal clear is that I have set things up in such a way that someone like Chris can come along, do what he's doing to help out and end up making him look bad. And that's me that's done that. So I have to fix it. So this is what's going to happen. So those quarters are going to get their way. None of the team are allowed to buy a single entry in any of the raffles. They're not even allowed to use their free entry. That's it. Every single raffle that they have got an entry in that has not been drawn yet, I'm going to ask that it is removed, their name is removed, and they are refunded in full. Every single raffle that's already been done and the team member did not win in that raffle, they are going to get their money back for that raffle. Because if they shouldn't be in the raffles, then they shouldn't be in the raffles, and that means they shouldn't have been in those raffles, and that means the ones they were in and they lost, they should have their money back, in my opinion. You can't have your cake and eat it. You've got to have one or the other. Either you're allowing them in or you're not allowing them in. And if you're not allowing them in, then they deserve to get their money back for the ones where they lost. So they will. They're going to get every penny back. A raffle that they won, Katie Gibson won a raffle, Richards won raffles, Chris Dyers won raffles. Any raffle that they won, they are not going to be refunded for their entries in that raffle, and they are going to be allowed to keep the prize. Every single raffle that a team member won, if we can do it, and I have to talk to Chris because like I say, he doesn't know I'm doing this yet. Every single raffle, so we've covered now, any money they lost in a raffle, they're getting that back. They're not allowed to enter any future raffles. Any raffle where they won, they're not getting their money back for that raffle, but they're going to keep the prize. Every single draw and raffle that a team member won, one of these 8 people won, not including me. Well, it will only include me if you decide I can't have the money for the food bank, because then I'll give it to you. I'll do it. But every single raffle that's been won by a team member is going to be redrawn without their name in it. So just to be crystal clear, that means that whatever Richard Brabbin has won, those raffles are going to be redrawn, and I will give that prize away again or its equivalent. If I haven't got that prize, I'll give an equivalent one away. It means that the iPhone that Chris Dyer won, it was won by a team member. Chrissy keeps the iPhone, but he does not get a refund for the money that he spent on that raffle. I keep that, he keeps the iPhone. I will redraw that iPhone and I will give a prize, probably an iPhone, to the winner of that. The Gold Proof raffle, Chris will not be refunded for the money that he spent in the Gold Proof raffle. I'm going to keep that. And Chris is going to keep the gold coin that he won legitimately. But I am going to redraw that raffle and give another Gold Proof away. Now, the entire team have now been secluded, have now been ostracized from having anything to do with the raffles, because I can't even take the chance that if you allow them to have even their own single free entry, that they will not have the finger pointed at them. And who wants that, really? These people, these 8 people, 7 actually, because I'm one of them, these 7 people that are in this team chat, they have been available at all hours of the day and night for me. They have worked really hard for me. And I just think it's really unfair. So, what we're going to do is every week, every show, we're going to have a separate little giveaway. I don't know what that's going to be yet. But every show we do, me and Chris, we're going to have a separate little giveaway. And the only people that are going to be on that wheel for that giveaway are going to be the people in that team chat. No one else is allowed in. No one else is allowed to get a free ticket. No one else is allowed to buy a ticket. No one else is allowed to get in on that raffle. At the moment, there's 8 people in there, so there will be 8 names on that wheel, and that's it. And that will be a little prize that we will circulate like that twice a week, so that the team members get a chance to get something. Otherwise, you know, you can't blame somebody for going, do you know what, sod this, no thanks. I want a chance at winning something decent like everybody else, just because I'm helping you for free, giving up my time for free. Now I'm not allowed to buy a ticket in a raffle. It's a bit unfair. So, see, I've always looked at it, you don't let staff buy a ticket, but these ain't staff, these are volunteers. So, when we get to 2,500 members on the TGBCH raffle site, the people in that group chat, 8 people, their names going on a wheel, and there's a gold proof up for grabs. That's a gold proof that only those 8 people can win. No one else can buy a ticket in it. And it's going to be done on a basis, in a jolly, and I mean this in a love and a jolly kind of way. I don't mean this in a spiteful kind of way, right? You're not letting them come in your drawers. You're not letting them come in your raffles. You ain't coming in theirs. So this is just going to be for them. When we hit 2,500 members, a gold proof coin, 50p or a £2 will go up 4 grabs, worth a grand. It will go up 4 grabs, and one of those 8 people will win it. Right? That is what I'm going to do to make sure that the team members get an equal chance of being able to win a silver or a gold or some other prizes here and there. They get an equal chance to have a little dip of the cake, a little bite of that cake, rather than be ostracized and prevented and finger pointed at. And now there can't be any because the customers' raffles are going to be for the customers and the staff raffles are going to be for a staff. Might as well call them staff, because people want to treat them like staff in that they're not allowed to buy tickets. So that is a decision that I've made, and that decision is going to cost me about £3,000 out of my budget. That's costing me at £3,000 out of my marketing budget, is what I've worked it out to roughly cost me. It may actually cost me a bit more than that, but I've got to pay it. I've got to do it, because it is the only decision that I can make that literally covers all bases. I run a straight ship, and we have to be whiter than white. And I put a cloud over us by not thinking far enough ahead, not thinking as I should have done. If I'd have done my job properly, I would have realised that no matter which member of the team wins, if they win too many prizes, or if they win any of the big prizes, people are going to think it's a fix. And it's going to have a dark cloud over it. I should have thought of it. I knew better. I did know better. I've had experience. I did know better. But in my defence, all I can say is I had so much going on at the time, I missed that one. And I shouldn't have done, but I did. And it's caused a big problem, and now I'm fixing it. And that's how I'm fixing it. So every member of the team is going to get a chance at getting a gold proof. When we get to 2,500 members, we're going to put a gold proof up for grabs just for the team. When we get to 5,000 members, I'm going to put another gold proof up just for the team. When we get to 7,500 members, I'm going to put another gold proof up just for the team. Every time we hit the next 2,500 members, I'm going to put a gold proof up only for the team. Doesn't matter how big that membership base gets, those gold proof team raffles will only be for the team. That should equal things out of it. Now the team's got a chance of winning some silly little prizes, they've got a chance of winning some bigger prizes, they've got a chance of winning a bit of silver, and they've got a chance of winning a bit of gold. Well, not a chance of winning, they are going to win. And, you know, what I would hope is that as we go on, every now and again, you know, those gold proofs will go to different people within the team. And that'll be lovely to get to a point in a year's time where every member of the team has got a gold proof. That'd be lovely. Pardon me. So that's how I'm going to fix that. And that's why it was really important to bring this stuff out and talk about it, and talk about the elephant in the room. And, you know, even though I'm not bothered about Lighty's channel as such, but when you're having this stuff spouted, if you're going to spout it off, you've got to spout off the truth. You've got to spout off all of it. Don't just give half the truth, all of the truth. Like I say, you know, John gave over a silver proof in order to help raise more coins, in order for him to give away to the nurses. He doesn't want to mention that. Why? Why don't you want to mention the fact that you've just won a silver proof? Why don't you want to mention the fact that you've just gone and bought another one off me? Why don't you want to mention the fact that I gave you whatever it was I gave you? It was one of the things, I don't know whether it was a pseudonym or an investment or something I gave him, but I'd done the paperwork before we fell out, and, you know, and then I just found it one day, and I said to him by text, I found it, you know, you're still entitled to it, it's yours. I separate one from the other, I don't mix them together, I don't get spiteful and go, I'm not giving you that because we fell out. And I gave it to him, hence he's just spent a bit of it now. I bought silver proof, but, like, you know, if you're going to protest against me, protest and have nothing to do with me. But don't slag me off to people on the one hand and not tell the people that you're slagging me off to that you're actually dipping in yourself and having a little bite of that cake. You know, it's a little bit much. Sending people threatening texts, pack it in. Now, I think, myself, I've been through enough this year. I think my family's been through enough. I think Fran's been through enough. I don't mind listening to people. I don't mind changing things. I don't mind, you know, the fact that like I've made a mistake and so because of me and the way that I set it up, it made it look bad for Chris. Okay, I get that, and I don't mind people contacting me and going, look, Ian, excuse me, you know, this don't look too good. I don't mind people contacting me, but I just ain't going to take the point in with a sharp stick easy enough. You know, I ain't going to take that. I'm going to deal with it, especially when that pointing with a sharp stick starts intimating frauding and all the rest of it. You know, gambling commission and all of that, all these snide remarks. Well, you know, I've dealt with a gambling commission. I know how to deal with a gambling commission, and in order to make sure that you can absolutely close your eyes and go, yeah, no problem for me. Bring it on. Bring on the gambling commission. Well, the only way you can do that is if you're whiter than white, and I intend to be. So this is going to cost me. I'm also gambling on the fact that this cost me, and I'll just turn this whole crappy cluster flip into something positive. I'll take something positive out of it. Turn it into a positive. You can all see how I've handled it, how I'm going to handle it, and how we're going to go from now on. Every single one of those draws, one way or another, will be redrawn, and everyone will get a prize. Every single one of my team members will keep their prizes. That's how we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward as friends. We're not going to move forward as itchy bitchy little poking everybody with a sharp stick and all the rest of it. Every single one of you at the moment watching this video, every single one of you will win a decent prize over the next 12 months if you enter the competitions, whether you spend any money or not. I guarantee it, because we are starting at the ground up. So you're first in. Anybody that you recommend and bring over, you're doing them a favour. And maybe it's me, maybe I've cheapened it a little bit because they have 10,000 tickets on each one. So, you know, I was doing some silly deals just to get loads and loads and loads and loads of tickets going. But maybe I've cheapened it. Maybe I've made it a bit boot sally, you know, me and my roll up, roll up. So we're going to look at making it a little bit more classy, and we're going to look at making it a little bit more executive. And another thing that we've already changed, we've added Stripe, and you can now deposit money into your account, like a minimum of a tenner. And I'm going to make it so that you can't spend just £1. The reason for that, you can spend just £1, but you have to top up your account first. And the reason for that is, if you top up your account with a tenner and then you just spend £1 buying one ticket, that isn't going to cost us 30 pence. But if you buy one ticket and spend £1 and pay for that £1 by PayPal, that will cost us a third. A third. We're only getting 60p, 65p or whatever it is, 63p. So that is a couple of things that I'm changing about. And as for this business about me being so out of order buying the Beatrix Potter Shop out, and that's out of order for the coin collecting community as a whole. Well, I mean, all I can say is, if you leave them in the Beatrix Potter Shop, that coin collecting community has got to spend 25 quid. And so what you are saying by the stance that you are taking is that those people out there that are on the breadline, those people out there that haven't got 25 quid to go spending on a silver coin, no matter that it's half price, they cannot afford 25 quid because they're on the breadline. You're saying they've got no place in that. They've got no place having one. Because me, who wants to give them away to the coin collecting community, no discrimination whatsoever. I don't discriminate against someone that can afford to pay 25 quid or someone that can't afford to pay 25 quid. I don't discriminate. I go, hey, coin collecting community, I'm going to give away 300 silver Peter Rabbits. That's what I'm going to give away. 300 silver Peter Rabbits. I'm going to give them away to the coin collecting community. And I am not going to discriminate as to whether you can afford to buy one or whether you can't afford to buy one. But for somebody to dictate or try and dictate to me, to tell me that I haven't got a right to do what I've done, and therefore everybody must go and buy it, I think up yours. Up yours. And the horse you rode in on. I'm not going to be dictated to or told what to do. Now, there are people out there that are going to think I'm absolutely mental and this is not going to work. I disagree. I think it's going to now be like the mist. You see? The mist comes down, and before you know it, it has just seeped in everywhere. You can't keep it out. You try, but you can't keep it out anywhere. It just seeps in. We are blocked. We are barred. Links can't be put on Facebook. We coin collecting groups won't let us in because of the damage that people like Lee Holt and Lisa McLaughlin and all people like that have done, right? All the damage that they've done and people that they put off. People that didn't even know one thing from another are being told that, oh, we're so crooked, oh, you've got to stay away from us and all that. So they don't allow us in their groups, they don't allow conversations, you can't go in the group and say, here's a photograph of what I won off the Great British Coin Hunt. They delete it. You go in and say, here's a photograph of what I won off Change Checker, they leave it there. You say, I've won this off of the Great British Coin Hunt, they delete it. How do you deal with that? How do you get through that? I turn it into a mist. 300 silver Peter Rabbits I'm giving away. Try and keep that quiet. Try and keep that out. Try and stop people talking about that. Every day, near enough, for the next year, I'm giving away a silver Peter Rabbit. Try and keep that out of conversations. It is going to get there like a mist. It is going to get through the doors. It is going to get through those little keyholes. It is going to get underneath. It's going to get over. It's going to get through the gaps. It's going to get in there. You're not going to be able to keep this information out of the Change Checker forums, the Royal Mint forums. You're not going to be able to keep it out of your Lee Holt group and your Lisa McLaughlin groups. You're not going to be able to keep it out of there because people will see that we are giving away a silver proof every day for a year. Every day, every day, every day, near enough. For a year. 300 silver proofs. There is no way on earth you can keep that kind of information quiet. And I think that for the amount of money that that will cost for 1 year, I think that is a sound investment. I think it is a sound marketing idea and one I need to embrace. It's an opportunity of a lifetime to be able to get something that you can do that with at half the wholesale price. Could I give you that, mother? At half the wholesale price. How could I not do that? It would be like somebody coming along and offering me brand new iPhones at half the price. It makes the marketing idea of using a product like that everybody wants phenomenal. I mean, if I could get, what am I looking at? If I could get a load of plants half price. Doesn't matter how cheap they are. Doesn't really do it, does it? Doesn't give you the, you know. But getting something half price that happens to be something everybody wants, different story. I mean, I say right now, and I've said it again and again and again, the silver Peter Rabbit coin, buying it at any kind of a retail price and expecting to make a profit on it, garbage. Garbage, not a chance. Because I made too many of them. 70,000, not a chance, too greedy. Rosalind Franklin made 3,500. Is that going to go up in value, regardless of how much you pay for it retail right now? Yes, it is. Great investment. See? But still, the silver Peter Rabbit is a beautiful coin. You can't take that away. The munching one. You can't take it away. And you know, the circulated version is probably 10 or whatever quid, 10 or 15 quid on eBay. That's just a circulated version. This is a silver version, and we're going to give one away every day. And some of you are coming forward and offering me other silver proofs and wanting to swap one because you've got 4 of this one. And so you'll say, you know, I've had a couple of you come to me and say, look, I've got a couple of these spare. How about you send me a couple of these silver Peter Rabbits? And that will help me have a different raffle another day, or add to my own collection, or whatever. So if it's one I haven't got. So I'm up for swapping them. I'm going to use them Peter Rabbits to make this business, to make the raffle site something like, it will be phenomenal. It will be really good. And I'm expecting that in less than a year, we're giving away a silver proof, gold proof every week. I think that we need around about 5,000 members in order to make a profit out of giving a gold proof away every week. That's what my initial projections are. So I hope I've cleared a lot of stuff up, and I hope I've put a lot of things to bed. And for the people that I've upset, well, I'm sorry, but there's a certain part of me that's got to say, I don't care. I don't care, because I have to fix this. I have to fix it in a way that is going to make it right, ongoing, without any bad feelings from any quarter whatsoever. And I think I've developed a way, I've come up with a perfect idea so that none of the team members can feel aggrieved in any way, because they now have access, because they're going to get some nice juicy bits and bobs. And a way that the customers, you customers, cannot in any way feel that anyone in the team is taking advantage. So that should be a win-win situation. And I will reiterate, the only reason I have brought the Lighty Collects channel back into this is because I did not like the intimations that were said. Didn't like the way it was said, didn't like what was said, and I didn't like the way it was said. And so I decided to say something. And if you don't like it, we'll go off and make a load of videos. There's too many people say things that are unpleasant. There's too many people that say things and go off and talk about other people, not just me, talk about other people, and are really unpleasant. And then when it's shown that the person they've been unpleasant about hasn't actually done anything wrong, those cowards do not come forward and say, oh yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have called you what I called you, I got it wrong. No, just too embarrassed. Can't do that for me. Maybe they won't see me. You know, just hold your hands up, take a bit of responsibility, take a bit of embarrassment, deal with it. I think I've said now everything I want to say. I will now have a look at comments and see if anybody wants to ask me anything, but I think I've said what I want to say, and we've got to see what's what. Aaron says, it's a shame you have me banned. I'd have given you what you wanted and come on live with you. No, I thought of that. I thought of doing that, but no, I don't want that, because all that will do is just have an effing blinding row between two people on a screen. What's that going to solve? You'll get wound up, I'll get wound up. That's not going to solve anything. No, everything I'm doing in a way that I think is fair. One person and one person only has to make an overall decision. That happens to be me. So I will make a decision on what I think is the fairest thing to do at the time, depending on what the issue is. Somebody sent me a text, I think it was yesterday. I know this is blowing my own trumpet a bit. And they said in that text something along the lines of, you're the fairest person I've ever met, or something like that. And I'll take that, I'll own that, because I am fair. I'll fall out with people, but I am fair. And I'll take my share of blame. I'll take all the blame if it's me, if it's down to me. That's what anybody should do. You know, we have children watching our channel, and we're supposed to be teaching children things. Oh, talking of teaching children things, how about this? Totally unrelated, but this is going to blow your mind when you actually research this for yourself. Because I urge you to do due diligence and research this, right? I was talking to Katie earlier on. I said to Katie, "Has your daughter got any trolls? There's these little dolly things called trolls, right?" And she said, "No, but my daughter loves them." I said, I saw a video before I came on here. Fran was showing it to me. There's this woman, right? What she's got, so these little trolls, they're sort of little tiny things about this size, and they sort of come without anything on. They've got no clothes on or nothing, right? So what this woman did was she got a bowl of cold water, nothing in it, just cold water. Hold the doll by the hair, plonk it in the cold water, bring it out again. Oh my God. Seriously, all of a sudden, stockings, suspenders, panties, little bras, little devil's towel on the bum. It's paedophile stuff. Then it goes away again. Dunk it in the cold water, bring it up, and look what it's got on it. If any of you have got any of these little trolls, these little troll dolls, right? Try it out yourself. Get a bowl of cold water, plonk it in its naked form, plonk it in, bring it up, and it just appears. It appears. It's there. Knickers and pants and sexy suspenders and all of this on little baby troll dolls for your kids. There's another one. There's this new doll out, right? And the legs are in the air. So let's say that's the legs in the air of the doll, right? Which means that down here by the triangle bit is the naughty bit, right? So if you touch the naughty bit and press it, which is the doll's nether regions, which is essentially a baby's nether regions, because this is a doll, full-size doll of a baby, right? You press the nether regions and the doll giggles. The doll giggles. So what you're teaching somebody is, if you press a baby between the legs, it's going to make it giggle. These toys that are coming out, it's just, and I've mentioned before about, you know, Ian Glenn and 288 Group and the babysitting company that they've got. You know, there's stuff that sort of intermingles, and it shouldn't intermingle, should not intermingle. This stuff that's coming out for kids is absolutely incredible. You know, you've not just got your paedophile logos on your Walls Ice Cream, you've now got your dolls turning into something when you're not looking, and the kid's playing with it in the bath and it's seeing these stockings and suspenders. Your little kiddie is growing up thinking that that is right for a little kiddie to wear. Oh my God. Oh please, will you go away? Sam, you have me banned. I've given you what you want and come on live. No, Ian, you wouldn't do a live. The same reasons you can't call me. No, I just don't. I can't be asked. It's simply because, you know, I will destroy you. Crack on. I will have questions you cannot answer, and not a single bad word would be needed. Just crack on. Go and do your videos. Go and do your videos and put on there all the things that you think will bring me down. Put it all on one video. Don't threaten me. Don't warn me. Don't give me any kind of inclination. Don't even test me on it. Just go and do it. Go and make the videos and say all the stuff that you want to say that's going to bring me down and cause me trouble and have me arrested, and do all the things that you say it's going to do. Go and do it all. I don't care. I'm still going to give away 300 silver proofs. I don't care. And guess what? Supposing, because of the new rules, supposing there's only 5 people in every draw, I'm still going to give away 300 silver proofs. I don't care. It's happening. I've made my decision. It's happening. It's going to be given away. And I'm doing 2 lots of draws. Customers, team members. No chance of anything wonkies. No chance anybody can think anything wonky, because the lots are all going to be kept separate. I won't be cajoled. I won't be bullied. I won't be threatened. I won't be besmirched. And you know, the kind of thing that's been going on. Won't have it. You only got to do it a little bit. Yeah, well, I've now answered it all. And put it all to bed, I hope. Kian says, I agree, and before, when I found my Gruffalo in circulation, I put it on a group, and all I got from the admin was mouthful upon mouthful of horribleness. So what you have, you see, you have these people that are out there, right, and they go, Ian, sag him off. You can't say anything about the Great Witch Hunt. They're really bad because they do this and they do that. And while they're doing all this, they're getting closer and closer and closer and closer to that line that's criminality, not criminality. Over the line, criminal offence, not being a criminal offence. They get closer and closer to that line, and then every now and again they step over it, step back from it. You know, they cause trouble in the name of, oh yeah, he's no good, that person. And my way of showing you that he's no good is to be no good myself. To be an evil, nasty troll and all that. That's just, you know, but that's what we have to get. That's what we have to put up with. So try keeping 300 silver proofs quiet. I dare you. Try keeping that quiet. It ain't going to happen. See you later, Mick. Just having a little look through the comments, because I haven't looked at a single comment with my rant and everything. I won't read them out. I'm just having a little quick. Yeah, I mean, see, like Tracy says, I agree. If the team cares about what people think, then they won't enter, so they can't win. If they choose to enter, then they know there will be haters, but haters are worth their energy. I know, but it's like, why even, you know, why even give these people the flipping, why even give them the opportunity? You know, I mean, if there's one thing that we shouldn't do to our enemies, is we shouldn't go to our enemies. Here, mate, here's a loaded gun. It's got some bullets in it. It's all clean. There you go. Right, I'm here. Fire away. It's silly, isn't it? And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did with the way I set it up. I didn't give it enough thought. Now we have. Now we've solved it in a way that I can really show the team appreciation and let them be able to enter draws. It ain't going to cost them any money. And I can do it in a way that's going to make all the customers know that there is in no way a fix. And I'll tell you what else will end up happening as well. What will end up happening is when we do these little live draws just for the team, you'll end up with customers rooting for members of the team. right? You have customers rooting for them instead of thinking doubtful things about them. So with any luck, the way I've solved this will sort of bring that together rather than cause a rift, if you see what I mean. So there we are. I'm grateful you popped in, and sorry to have taken up everybody's Sunday and everything. And support it if you'd like to. Support the raffles if you'd like to. We have another gold proof up there. There won't be a single team member in that gold proof. That is a scary one for me because it means that none of them can help me financially. And oh yeah, okay. So just to cover one other thing. So there's going to be, because you go down this doubting road, you know. So someone's going to say, oh yeah, but there's nothing to stop someone. So there's nothing to stop someone. There's nothing to stop Chris from ringing up Scott or Tracy and saying, do us a favour, get me 10 tickets in that and I'll give you the money. There's nothing to stop anybody. You know, how far do you take it? Let's just throw that one out there so that no one can come out later on and go, you didn't even think of that. I have thought of it. There's nothing I can do about it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. You know, if somebody, anybody, if Katie, if Lorna, if Chris, if me, if anybody decides that they want to ring a mate up in a different town and say, do us a favour, buy me some tickets in that draw and I'll give you the money or whatever, I can't do anything about that, right? But what I can say is, you know, we're playing sensible. It's gambling. We're playing sensible. It's serious stuff. We've got to do our best. None of the team members are allowed in any of the draws. The team members have their own draws. And that's it. And, you know, don't bother buying tickets and don't go to anyone and ask them to get you tickets because all the team members have now got a nice way of getting hold of a gold coin. And I wouldn't be surprised, I really wouldn't be surprised if every single member of the team has not got a gold coin within 18 months. I would be very surprised. So I've done it in a way that, yes, these things are still possible, but why would anybody want to bother? I don't see that anybody would want to bother because they're going to be well looked after. They won't need to do all of that. So anybody thinking that, you can stop thinking it because they won't need to. All right. I think I've covered everything, taken up everybody's Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea now. Please support the draws if you want. And like I say, there'll be a minimum charge coming in to top your accounts up. You still pay £1. This is going to be a minimum charge to top people's accounts up in order to try and cut down the cost a bit more. The more costs I can cut down, the more I can give away. All right, and when we've got 2,500 members, the first gold coin is going to be given away to a team member. So, the faster we get to 2,500 members, the better. Thanks very much. I will see everybody on Tuesday. As for all the draws that are going to be redrawn, they will be done on our streams as and when we can do them. I don't expect they'll all be done in one day. They may, I don't know. I'll have to see. It all depends. I'll talk to Chris. But that's how we're going to do it. Thanks very much. Take care. Bit of love out of my bucket for everybody, including Warren. Bit of love out of my bucket. I say nothing what I say out of malice. I say it because I have to stand up for me and mine. That's the only reason I say it. Standing up for me and mine. Doesn't mean I don't have love in my bucket for everybody. And I do. I have a bit of love in my bucket, even for the people that want to stab me in the eye with an ice pick. I've still got a little bit of love for you. You know, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. All righty then. Thanks very much, and everybody take care. Bye for now.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.